Microsoft and Google both announced earnings, missed those earnings, but the stocks are rallying this morning. Is the bottom end for these stocks? That's coming up on 3 Minutes on Markets and Money. So we've talked about here over the last couple of weeks that one of the opportunities that we're looking forward to is finding stocks that miss earnings estimates, miss revenues, give poor guidance, whatever it is, and then the stocks rally post that announcement. And we're seeing that today with two of the big giants in both the S&P and the NASDAQ. Now, those are also pulling up the entire market this morning, but both Microsoft and Google missing estimates yesterday. Stocks are rallying this morning, but let's take a look at these stocks to see where we're actually coming from. If we take a look at Google, right, or Alphabet, as I should say, is the parent company, that stock is actually coming right off being 2 standard deviations below its 50-day moving average. That trend has been very negative here over the last several weeks, even as the market itself has been rallying. Google really hasn't participated. Stock just triggered a MACD sell signal as well and is not extremely oversold. So again, the stock does have some more downside to it, but this rally this morning, again, nice the stock is going to rally post earnings. The question is was this decline pricing in already those missed earnings estimates, those slower revenues? That may seem to be the case here. From an investment standpoint, the one thing we're going to be looking at here is that the stock is holding support along these previous bottoms. That's bullish. The stock is going to come up today off of that challenge, the 50-day moving average, most likely. We'll see if the stock can get above that. And that would really be our best indication that these recent bottoms are going to hold here if we can get back above that 50-day moving average at 112. So that may take a day or two to do that. We want to be a little careful with this sell signal because, again, that does signify that normally there's more selling pressure available. And again, there's a lot of investors that have now been trapped in Google here over the last few weeks. So any rally here likely to be met by sellers as well, at least in the short term. But again, if we can have this stock continue to hold these bottoms, we may be seeing an actual longer term bottom being put in for Google. A little bit early to tell. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Very much like Google, Microsoft actually looks very much the same way. Stock has been trading in a very big kind of downtrend here over the course of the last several months. Stock broke below the 50-day moving average over the last 3 days. Again, probably building in some expectations for missed revenues. They did miss those estimates yesterday. Stock is rallying this morning. So again, the question is, can that stock break back above the 50-day moving average? Again, kind of bringing along support along these bottoms that has been pricing in here for the last several months. Again, holding that support, coming off that support, breaking back into a more bullish trend would be positive, not just for the stock of Microsoft, but also for the market itself because, again, it's such a large participant. Again, watch this sell signal on the MACD side. We're not oversold yet either. So again, there is potentially here for some sloppiness in the action. But if the stock can hold this base, break out above it as expected, then that obviously gives us a little bit better entry opportunity into both Microsoft and Google to increase those weightings in our portfolios that we already have. Outside of that, both of these stocks are major players within the top 10 holdings of the S&P. These rallies today in both of these stocks are going to help lift the S&P and hold support after a successful retest of the 50-day moving average yesterday. As we talked about the last couple of days, the one thing we wanted to see was this recent break above the 50-day moving average, come back down, retest the 50-day moving average, hold that, and then potentially break out to a new high here. So today the market is going to try to hold that 50-day moving average. If we get a good positive announcement from the Federal Reserve today, in other words, they just kind of remain status quo, do exactly what they're going to say, stocks could rally into the end of the day. If we can move above about 39.10 on the S&P, that should clear the way for the markets to move higher. Again, with the support of Microsoft and Google, if they can continue to participate, that should help lift the overall indexes higher. That's 3 Minutes on Markets and Money. We'll see you back here tomorrow.